one more topic. One more big topic. So there's a lot of hubbub going on around the internet about helmets. And I just have one little tiny story, because you know me, I'm a storyteller. So I remember I didn't used to wear my helmet. I only wore it on the horses, my young horses, and horses I thought might dump me. So then I would wear it. And my very dear friend, Amy Boyer, was my bar manager at the time, and she wears her helmet all the time, like hunter jumpers, like flatting, riding on the golf cart, in your car, like they wear their helmets all the time. No big deal. She's like telling me how to do the whole hairnet, and she's got it all looking great, and I'm like, I don't know, I can't do that. Now I can't live without my hairnet. I am like, I have to have the hairnet on. But she would look beautiful with her hairnet and all that. And it was just normal. Like everybody just wore their helmets all the time. I was too cool. I wore my baseball hat. I was cool. And she would just kind of come by, with the hate card and be like, so-and-so's not too cool for their helmet. I'm like, yeah. And, she's like, she just drop these little hints. And I'm like, yeah. And then Dressage Today asked me to be on the cover of their magazine. And this was dream come true. Did this mean I'm making it? It's happening. They've asked me to be on the cover of the magazine. And of course, part of their thing is you need to wear a helmet because you are now going to be on the cover. And that is part of what they want to represent is responsibility in the people they choose to put on the front. So I was like, okay, and Amy was delighted because she's like, finally, I'm going to get you in your damn helmet. And I really thought a lot about that. And I didn't mind, of course I didn't mind doing it. But then I thought it really feels wrong to me on a very deep level to put it on just so I could pretend I was a good example for that one photo shoot. And I thought to myself, if I finally got to the place in my career that they've asked me to be on the front cover of this Dressage Today magazine, which is I would read religiously every month, and now I'm finally chosen to get on the front cover, I am not just going to pretend I'm a good example for that 1 hour that we do those photos. I'm just going to be a good example, and I'm just going to wear my helmet from now on. And so Amy was, so happy that she finally could just celebrate the fact that I finally did it. But then it just felt right. I just felt like if I needed to be a good example, I needed to just be a good example, just period. You don't pretend you're that, just be that. And it was a powerful moment because Courtney King was our neighbor that year. She was one farm over, and I remember with my helmet on, this is a month or so before her accident, that maybe even 6 weeks before her accident, that I had decided, okay, if I'm going to be an example, I'm going to be an example all the time. Every single time I get on a horse. Sometimes I even wear it while I'm lunging. I mean, almost got ran over today. But I remember riding around. It was a terrible day. The wind was crazy. And I said to myself, the universe is off today. The energy in the air, something is just, I should just maybe stop riding today. All the horses were being ding-dongs and, just whatever. And I remember we were on a little bit of a helicopter path for the traffic, but there was this one helicopter that I swear to God was circling around. And I'm and my horses were already all nuts because the wind it was one of those windy, gray, yucky days in Florida that I was the universe is off kilter today. Like, I should maybe just throw in the towel and like just stop riding. The helicopter like kept circling, and I'm like, dude, like I had this horse, he was like being naughty and squealing and like whatever, you know, doing whatever. And I was like, dude, like, what are you doing? Like, get out of here. And then about 2 hours later, it did not land there, but it was like hovering around that it was looking for a place to land. And little did I know, my friend was seriously injured in the arena next door to the property, and they were looking for a place to land to come get her. And I don't know how many people have like had the honor to watch Courtney ride. I mean, it's really incredible. One of the best riders ever. And she was on a young horse, and he tripped, and she fell. He fell, she fell. She hit her head on the edge of the arena. It was just bad luck, right? So it has nothing to do with skill. And it has nothing to do with a naughty horse. I got that horse in training another 4 months after that, whatever. So, and I get wearing a helmet's personal choice, but for me to have gone through that experience that, like, I saw the helicopter, I had already decided a couple weeks, like a month or so before, that I was just gonna wear my helmet all the time, because why just pretend you're a good example? Just be a good example. And, you know, the aftermath of what happened to Courtney really hit it home that it could really happen to anyone. And that even your sweetest, oldest, kindest horse can trip. And it's not really your decision sometimes. I mean, everybody should ask their family if they're prepared for that. Jason is an amazing husband. Betsy took care of Courtney for a very long time. Jason, it's amazing. And she's so happy. She has a beautiful family. But to watch that from kind of behind the scenes a little bit is a really powerful thing. And I get people want to make their own decisions, and that's fine, but I just wish everyone would think a little bit about the people around them who will, you know, suffer from that decision as well. So that's all I'm going to say about that. And that got a little heavy. I almost had a tear, because, I mean, Ashley and I, we still talk about Courtney, and maybe I'll have her on here because she's an incredible woman. And now she's an incredible mom and having a great life. But I mean, to watch her on a horse was a beautiful, beautiful thing. And we still keep that spirit alive because she sat in a beautiful way. She always took her time when she rode, you know, and Ashley always tells me that before I go in the ring. She's always like, take your time, because I get a little hectic, as you can probably imagine. I'm like intense, and I'm like, can't wait to do it, you know. And like sometimes that wouldn't work out great with some horses, so I had to always, you know, gear myself to that horse. Like Summer needed me to be like in a meditative yoga calm. And Fiji, if I got too intense, he would feel like I was like shouting at him, and he'd be like, ooh. So I had to like cheerlead him. And Gideon's just right up my alley. Gideon wants to just go in there and kill it. And so that's a lot of fun. But that matches me because I'm also competitive. But Courtney would always just go in with this like beautiful poise. And it was just like under control without being boring. She's really incredible. So when the whole helmet thing comes up, that's what I think about. And I think about the people around me. And accidents still happen. Accidents can still happen. And, you know, I fell a couple years ago with our sweetest, oldest, kindest schoolmaster. He was like one of my amateur ladies' horses. And I was posting the trot, going around. I don't even know what he did. He just like tripped and just like fell on his head. I flew off to the right. We were both just like, what just happened? And it happened in an instant. So you just never know. So you just gotta, you know, prepare for everything and take care of yourself. So that's all I have to say tonight. Taking my wine. Make good decisions out there, everybody. Put on a helmet, put on a mask, wash your hands. And we will see you soon. I hope you guys can join us for the Charles. That's next weekend. And until then, tell your friends about Team Tate because we've got 20 more people. And then it's free access. So take care of yourselves out there and make it a great week. Bye, guys.